By the most basic rules of evolution, this animal should not exist. It emerged on a planet that no longer exists. It swam through oceans that disappeared. It survived changes so extreme that nearly all complex life on Earth was erased. It lived before the dinosaurs appeared. It witnessed their rise, and it remained when they vanished. And yet, it is still here. For most of human history, no one knew this animal was still alive. Everything scientists believed about it came from ancient fossils, locked inside rock layers that told a story that seemed complete. A story of extinction. The coelacanth was considered nothing more than a name in paleontology books. A prehistoric fish that thrived for millions of years and, like so many others, disappeared forever. That was the scientific consensus. It was taught, it was accepted, but it was wrong. Throughout Earth's history, life has never been gentle. Extinction is not the exception. It is the rule. More than 99% of all species that ever lived are now extinct. Not by chance, but because long-term survival is statistically unlikely. Rare but catastrophic events reshaped life again and again. Sudden climate collapses, massive volcanic eruptions, impacts from space. Each event rewrote the story of life on this planet, and almost every time the result was the same: mass extinction. Entire families vanished. Complex evolutionary branches were erased as if they had never existed. Surviving for a few million years is rare. Surviving for tens of millions is extraordinary. Surviving for hundreds of millions of years is something many scientists believe should not happen at all. And yet, it did. The coelacanth first appeared around 400 million years ago in a world radically different from our own. The continents had different shapes. The oceans were filled with strange creatures, many now completely lost to time. Life on land was fragile, experimental, and dangerous. What makes the coelacanth remarkable is not just its age, it is how it is built. Unlike most modern fish, it has thick, fleshy fins connected to the body by internal bone structures that resemble primitive limbs. These fins do not move randomly. They move in alternating pairs, left front with right rear, right front with left rear, a movement pattern strikingly similar to the walk of four-legged animals. Because of this, the coelacanth occupies a unique position in evolutionary history. Creatures like it are closely related to the ancestors of all land-dwelling vertebrates. Without animals like this, life may never have left the ocean. Reptiles, birds, mammals, humans. All of us carry traces of this ancient past within our bodies. For decades, however, everything known about the coelacanth came only from fossils, and those fossils told a clear story. It thrived for millions of years, and then it vanished. No recent remains, no evidence of continuity, no sign of survival. The conclusion seemed obvious. The coelacanth went extinct, likely during one of the great extinction events that reshaped life on Earth. The case appeared closed until 1938. Off the coast of South Africa, a fishing trawler pulled something strange from the depths. It was large, heavy, unlike anything known. Its body shape felt ancient. Its fins looked wrong. By chance, the specimen was photographed, and the images reached scientists. The shock was immediate. The fins, the skeletal structure, the proportions, everything matched fossils believed to be prehistoric. It made no sense. After careful analysis, the truth became impossible to deny. The coelacanth was alive. A species thought extinct for tens of millions of years was still swimming in the oceans, completely unnoticed by humanity. It was like finding a living fragment of deep time hidden inside the modern world. Before we continue, if you enjoy stories about ancient creatures, deep time, and nature's greatest mysteries, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It helps keep this kind of content alive. But the discovery raised an even bigger question. How did this animal survive when so many others disappeared? The answer lies not in what it is, but in where it hid. After disappearing from the fossil record, the coelacanth did not continue living in shallow coastal waters. It retreated downward into the deep ocean. Today, coelacanths live hundreds of meters below the surface, in cold, dark environments where sunlight barely reaches. These depths are nothing like the surface world. Temperature changes happen slowly, sometimes over thousands of years. Currents remain stable, seasons barely exist. While ice ages came and went above, the deep ocean remained remarkably calm. That isolation became the coelacanth's greatest protection. While continents shifted and climates collapsed on the surface, the world it lived in barely noticed. But this creates a paradox. Because biologically speaking, the coelacanth is not built for rapid survival. It grows slowly. It takes many years, sometimes decades, to reach maturity. It reproduces infrequently and produces very few offspring. Its populations are small, fragmented, and isolated. In evolutionary terms, this is a dangerous combination. Species like this usually disappear quickly when something goes wrong. A sudden environmental shift, a new predator, a collapse in food supply, and extinction follows. But for the coelacanth, almost nothing went wrong for a very long time. While other species were forced to adapt rapidly or vanish, the coelacanth did something unusual. It stayed. It did not chase new niches. It did not evolve aggressively. It simply continued existing in a place where change barely reached. When scientists began studying living coelacanths, another surprise emerged. The modern coelacanth looks almost identical to its fossil ancestors. This does not mean it failed to evolve. It means it reached a balance so effective that evolution had little reason to interfere. In an environment that barely changes, stability becomes an advantage. This is why the coelacanth is often called a living fossil. Not because it stopped evolving, but because its world never forced it to. Still, by every statistical model we have, this kind of survival should not happen. Random events alone should have erased it. A shift in oxygen levels, a collapse in prey populations, a single catastrophic disturbance. Yet, it endured. And that endurance forces scientists to rethink how extinction truly works. Survival is not always about strength, or intelligence, or dominance. Sometimes survival is about being invisible, finding the right place, and staying out of the way. The coelacanth is not a conqueror of ecosystems. It is a witness, a quiet observer of deep time. It lived before forests covered the land, before dinosaurs ruled the planet, before birds filled the skies. It watched entire evolutionary dynasties rise and disappear. And through it all, it remained largely unchanged. A biological message from a world that no longer exists. And if a creature this ancient could survive completely unnoticed until the 20th century, it raises a question we are not ready to answer yet. The deep ocean covers more than half of the planet, and we have explored only a fraction of it. For every species we believe extinct, there may be others still waiting, surviving quietly, far from human eyes. The coelacanth proves that extinction is not always final, that the history of life on Earth is deeper, stranger, and less predictable than we imagine. Sometimes the past does not disappear. Sometimes it waits, far below the surface, beyond our maps, beyond our assumptions.